Hi everyone. Hey, I do cook with tomato sauce, sometimes out of a can, sometimes with paste, all different ways. But today I want to show you what is, I think, the freshest kind of sauce, and that's using regular tomatoes. Now, I don't know if you can see from here, but these aren't perfect. These have been sitting on my counter for a little bit because I was using some other ones, some cherry tomatoes. I like to do this with cherry and with these kind of tomatoes. These are just tomato off the vine from Aldi. But it's something called tomato concasse. And all it really means is blanching them in that boiling pot of water for 30 to 60 seconds. And then plopping them in some ice water, just like I did with the peaches that I made that peach video. Same concept. You want to get rid of the skins, and we'll squeeze them out. And we're going to make some fresh sauce with some shrimp, some garlic, some onion, and I even brought out my peppers that I pickled. And that little vinaigrette, if you will, is on the site too. So really all I'm doing is taking these. I rinsed them off before when I put them over there. And you're just going to make a little X. Okay, 1 and 2. This just helps you get them. I did this one already. And like this. I hear my water starting to boil. And I have another pot on for pasta. I'm going to make spaghetti. It's just some spaghetti with this particular fresh sauce. So we'll move on over there. Then, I don't know if you can see this in the shot because I'm not looking at the camera correctly. Me and this camera. Anyway, I'm going to pull this down here and cook it so you can see us cooking up the shrimp. So, turn off the camera and I'll be back. Alrighty, so I blanched them. I counted to 60. They were in the boiling water for 60 seconds. And then I put them in the cold water with a little bit of ice cubes. And you can see the little peels are gonna come right off. I should just do it real quick, okay? See, they're not like cooked like stewed tomatoes anymore. They are just, the skin needed to come off. Oh, that's cold. So here's my little X. I'll go like this. Can you see that? Dun, dun, dun. It's kind of fun, but the process is called concasse. And then I'm gonna take the skin and throw it off. And I have a tomato. Let's do it real quick to the other ones. Okay, 1, 2, look how fast that was, see? Honestly, I just counted to 60 and then immediately took all 4 of them out. They're little slimy devils though. Okay, and these, like I said, weren't perfect tomatoes. But the sauce, you know, have you ever been in a nice restaurant and you go, wow, this sauce is so, it seems so elementary, so plain, and yet it's so flavorful, it's so delicious. Well, they're not using tomato paste, I bet you a quarter. I bet you they really actually used fresh tomatoes. So, okay, so there's those 4. Get this out of the road. And these, of course, are rubbish. These little peels, but I'm going to move you little guys over here. And we're just going to prep everything because that's the best way to cook is to get things ready. Okay. I was going to use those paper towels. Let me show you the shrimp we're going to use. This was frozen shrimp, but this was shrimp with the tails on. They're large. The larger the better, in my opinion. They taste more like shrimp. Imagine that. So these have the tails on, and yet they were cleaned, okay? And I just grab it and pinch it and pull it, and it's now dissected. So I'm gonna do that in a little. We're gonna use fresh garlic. This little tickle right here. So sorry. I'll mince up some onion. We're gonna saute these, and then we will, in a little olive oil in here, simply cut up the tomatoes. So I'm gonna cut them up just to expedite this and get my shrimp ready. Okie doke, maybe I'll even cut the onion and stuff too. So let me turn off the camera. I have my pasta cooking ahead of time. We're just gonna use a spaghetti, that particular pasta noodle for this dish. And then I'll move this down. Okay, the good part's coming up. Stay tuned. Gotta turn this off. we're set up to cook now. We've got everything prepped. Have all of my ingredients out. That's always smart to do. This is a little more tricky for me to use because I'm not used to using it. I can see the gas and whatnot, but I think I need to turn it up. You always want to get your pan hot, then put your oil in, and I think it is hot because it took me a second to do that. So I'm going to put a little bit in. That's it. And I can, oh yeah, and I can see the oil already. You don't want it to get to the smoke point, so I'm going to get my shrimp in. Okay, might talk back to me here. Yeah, all I do is put a little bit of salt on these at this point. Oh, here, just get in here. Forgot you. Okay, I want them single layer, and then I'm gonna wash them because, you know, shrimp cooks really fast. I have to talk loud because this unit is loud. So I'm washing them. You know, in the past we said, you know, a cooked shrimp is more like this than an overcooked shrimp. There's an O for overcooked, C for cooked. They're almost ready to turn, even though they're kind of big. I think this is about the right temperature. We're searing these. I'm gonna grab a plate, that's right. I'm gonna put them on a plate. Yeah, I'll grab those plates. Okay. And we're gonna take them out and then cook the rest of the stuff. Let me see here. I'm gonna turn it up a teeny bit more. Yep. Okay, now I'm gonna turn these and see if they have a little bit of a brown mark on them. Just a little bit. Oh, that one does. Because I used the oil in the circumference of the pan. So those ones are going to be ready faster. Okay. So continue to cook once you put them in with the rest of your ingredients. So we're good to just do it like this and cook them like right now. Yeah. And they're leaving a little kiss behind of their little, like a little bit of brown. You know, we call that fond, F-O-N-D. Whenever the protein leaves its little bit of brown stuff. I think I got them all. See how they're getting cooked? See that little brown on them? Well, they're leaving that little bit of residue there too. So I'm gonna let them cook for another 30 seconds. And then we're gonna saute the garlic and onion. I thought of this when I was doing it, when you guys were away. My sister and a couple other people said, have you seen how you put the garlic cloves in a jar and then shake them? Or two bowls together? Oh, there's my phone. I'll be right back. Hi, babe. Hi, good, how are you? Sorry, that was my husband. He calls me every day about this time. So all I did was the shrimp cooked another half a minute or two, and I removed them from the pan. And look, they leave that brown stuff. So we're gonna add a little bit of, oh, I wanted to show you this. I started to talk about garlic, and they talked about shaking it. Well, this is getting hot, I better hurry up. And what I do is I take the cloves off and cut off each end, and then I go like this. I hope it works. Like I'm shooting craps or something, right? Yep, it worked every time. Look at this. So the garlic comes right out of the skin when you do that. But you do have to just like snip the end first. So there's that. But I already cut up some onion and minced it up, and there's the garlic I have. I'm gonna put a little bit more fat in here, okay? Pan's still pretty hot, but I turned it down because I was on the phone. Always on the phone. And we're gonna saute now this little bit. I'm gonna do it away because it sounds like it wants to get me. I'm not putting the garlic in just this second. Just but in a minute I will, okay? Because this browns and will scorch a lot faster than these onions. Whoopsie daisy, hold everything. Is this hot? No. Okay. Oh gosh, they smell good already. Yeah, I'm not as used to cooking on this as I am on a regular stove, of course. I don't do it that often. Sometimes I use it as a second thing if we're having a lot of company. But originally I bought this because that's what I was gonna do with the girls. I'm gonna sit up here at the bar area, the counter area, and I was gonna cook. And I had cutting boards for everybody, and that's how this little cooking page started. A lot of you already know that, but then COVID hit, and they couldn't come over to the house. Someone suggested make a video. Ta-da, and here we are. 200 videos later or something. Okay, so look at that's getting nice and brown. Where's my plate? There. I'll put a little bit of garlic in. I am the garlic queen. Like I have like a banner in the closet and that garlic queen. I'm kidding. This is not as much fat as I wanted there. Just a little bit. You know, you got to use your judgment in cooking, right? My stuff turns out different all the time. So, okay, now these are essentially cooked. I don't want to lift this because then this thing turns off. And now we're going to add, you ready? The tomatoes. So I had cut them up. I squeezed them out, cut them up. And they're already like releasing their juice. Now there's some tomato seeds in here. I really don't care. And when I make like a little marinara or pizza sauce or really fast sauce out of cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes, I just chop them and then mush them in the pan. I think I have a picture of that in the albums because they're good like that. I don't care about the seeds. So ready? We're gonna hear some sizzle. There's some fresh tomato. I have a funny story about tomato, come to think of it. I'm going to turn this down now because that was for saute. And these will, the juice in here will loosen up even more, make more of a sauce, but we're going to add one more thing to make more of a sauce. But it's getting that fond off the bottom, and that's flavor. It's like brown, so I'm pushing on the bottom of the pan as I go, just stirring this to get warm. Okay, there's a little bit over there. Ooh, this looks good. It smells really nice too already. Like I said, the only salt I used so far was a little bit on the shrimp. Helps them brown. There you go. And then guess what else I'm gonna do? I can't decide what temperature I want this. Yeah, there's a little bit of seeds in here, but I really don't care. Now what we're gonna add, if you have heavy cream, heavy whipping cream, half and half, milk, whatever. Gonna be like my little Rosa sauce, okay? I should slide the shrimp back in, but I'm not gonna do that because Thane's not home for dinner yet. How much? I don't know, about that much. Okay, you'll see, you know, when it turns like a nice pink. This looks like it's really, really still too light, but it's really not. It'll come around, okay? And then we're gonna heat that up. And this will go over our spaghetti with the shrimp. I might add, who knows, like maybe a little basil or something in here. I should really taste it and then I'll know. But I don't have a spoon. Do I have a spoon? No, I don't have a spoon. I'll get a spoon. Arm yourself, Charlie. I'm just tasting the sauce, basically. Smells like a vodka sauce, right? Does need salt. Little salt. I might use basil too. Can you see this far? Look what they put in for me. These come down. Whoops, and then I can reach them. Clever, huh? Again, one of my favorite things. Well, it's boiling now, so I'm going to turn it down. A little bit of salt. Maybe a teeny bit more. And so, pepper too. Pepper will definitely be added. But I have some dried basil. I don't have fresh. Wouldn't fresh be nice at the end to finish it off? So basically that's it. Okay, this is cooked. The tomatoes are now softened up. They've, see how it looks more pink now instead of just white? Those tomatoes really cooked a little bit further. Thane doesn't love fresh tomatoes like I do out of the garden, but he loves this kind of stuff when you cook it. So in these go. And then the pasta. Let's put some in. I had cooked this off. It's hot. Right into the sauce. How much? I don't know. I cooked about a pound of it. And you just kind of judge, you know, the ratio that you like. And where's my piece? Okay. Just move it around. Wouldn't this be nice to come home to? Oh, baby, that looks good. Yes, ma'am. I hope you'll make this. Wasn't it easy? Do you have any yucky looking tomatoes around in the house? Now, the shrimp are not, in some cases, like gonna be real crispy. This is in a dish that they're gonna be real crispy, okay? So I'm gonna turn this off, turn the camera off, and set the table.